Around the world, I've searched for you.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Commandments. I'm going to do something a little different this time, because we've already done eating the Passover offering. We've done the Passover Sheni. So let's find out what else is going on around 600 BC.
What would be the discovery of a lifetime starts outside the walls of Jerusalem in an old cemetery.
We came here and excavated 7 of these burial caves. The burial caves date back to the 7th century BC.
Among the hundreds of grave goods, one artifact stood out.
It looked like a cigarette butt. It was some kind of a tiny scroll, the whole thing full of very delicately scratched, very shallow characters. The first word that I could decipher already on the spot was Yud Hey Vav Hey, which is the 4-lettered, unpronounceable name of God.
That's followed. At its height, in the 7th century BCE, the Assyrian Empire stretched across modern Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, and parts of Turkey, Iran, and Egypt. After centuries of rule, the Assyrian Empire fell to the Babylonians and Medes between 612 and 609 BCE.
We're going to Greece.
And swim the English Channel?
No. To ancient Greece, where burning Sappho loved and sang and stroked the wine-dark sea in the temple by the moonlight, wa-da-doo-da.
But across the sea from Moses and Hammurabi, in ancient Greece, a different kind of reform was taking shape in a culture steeped in myth and oral tradition. From the social and economic tensions of the city-state Athens emerged Solon, a statesman, poet, and lawgiver born in the year 640 BC. Solon addressed the problems of his time by skillfully balancing the interests of both rich and poor, and became the forerunner of what would become Athenian democracy. Active at the same time as the biblical events known as the Babylonian exile,
I'd love to get you on a slow boat to China.
But even though the spring and autumn and warring states periods are often associated with conflict and chaos, they are also considered the most fruitful age of Chinese philosophy, which is called the 100 Schools of Thought, because it gave birth to several different philosophies. Confucius, who became so influential that all of the anonymous literary and philosophical works of the time were later attributed to him, lived in the second half of the 6th century, while Lao Tzu, who is traditionally considered the author of the Taoist work, Tao Te Ching, Taoism offered an alternative to Confucianism by promoting a way of life that was spontaneous and in accordance with nature, rather than one grounded in social order and ritual. In addition to Confucianism and Taoism, the most influential schools of the time were legalism and Moism.
Oh, I didn't know it was you. A natural enough mistake, my lad. You know it now. Oh!
Around the 7th and 6th centuries BC, various Celtic tribes penetrated the Iberian Peninsula, initially settling in the north and west, as well as in central regions. The Celts encountered local tribes, the Iberians, and other ancient inhabitants of the peninsula. In some areas, a mixed culture developed, such as the emergence of the Celtiberian tribe. Around the 6th century BC, the migration of Celts from continental Europe to the British Isles began. There, they encountered distant descendants of Neolithic tribes that had built Stonehenge thousands of years earlier.
Stonehenge, where the demons dwell, where the fight to live and the do live well. Stonehenge.
We've all heard about the Maya, with their amazing cities and temples dotted across Mexico and beyond. But have you heard of the Olmec Empire? Their civilization existed between 1200 to 400 BC. They built pyramids, were into astronomy, and carved remarkably sophisticated pieces of art, including 17 huge stone heads, invented new bull sports, and traded all over Central America. They were highly influential, and are thought of by many experts as the mother culture of that region. The impressive legacy of the Olmec has possibly been eclipsed by later pre-Columbian civilizations, but in many ways they are one and the same. The Maya, Zapotec and Totonac cultures all have the Olmec to thank for sculpting the basis of many of their worlds.
Well, wasn't that interesting? Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.